good evening and a very warm welcome to the Claw Studio here at the Royal Opera House, Covent Garden for tonight's Insight supported by Rolex. I'm Kate Shipway, I'm a pianist here with the Royal Ballet, but tonight I'm stepping away from the piano and taking you behind the scenes of our very festive ballet, the Nutcracker. Set to Tchaikovsky's brilliant score, this ballet tells the story of a Christmas Eve party which, once everyone is tucked up in bed, takes us on a magical journey. We join Clara and her enchanted Nutcracker on a whimsical journey as they fight with the Mouse King and then meet the beautiful Sugar Plum Fairy and her prince in the Kingdom of the Sweets. This is Sir Peter Wright's much-loved production for the Royal Ballet, and E.T.A. Hoffmann's fantasy tale comes to life with some spectacular dancing. Particularly this evening, we shall see some of that sparkling choreography danced by dancers of the Royal Ballet. We're also going to see students from the Royal Ballet School preparing for this year's production with footage from World Ballet Day, and we'll have the chance to speak with Artistic Director of the Royal Ballet School, Christopher Powney, about the school's hallmark collaboration with the company. We're thrilled tonight to have at the piano Head of Music, Rob Clark. You may have seen him recently. He's been appearing on stage and in the pit in the Ballet Miling. That run of shows finished last night, so we're very pleased to have him playing Tchaikovsky's magical score this evening. Now, to introduce the first rehearsal, I'm delighted to welcome a very familiar face, senior repetiteur and principal character artist of the Royal Ballet, Gary Avis.
Good welcome.
Well, that's a lovely welcome, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you very much for coming. We've just completed a long run of Miling, which you have performed in. Yes. You also rehearsed Valentino Zucchetti's work Prima for the Diamond Celebrations. You're now preparing our dancers for Nutcracker, but you're also preparing yourself for two roles that you also perform, which I know you love. I think we should share tonight that we're in the Claw Studio here, which is the top of the building, one of our rehearsal studios. But downstairs on the main stage tonight, we do have a full rehearsal, stage rehearsal of the Nutcracker, which is being rehearsed to piano. So we have it's a very busy time at the moment. Busy. It is non-stop, isn't it? We have Nutcracker opens next week.
Yes,
so evening. Not long left to go. So we're in full throttle rehearsal-wise.
We've had 4 weeks to sort of revive it. The fourth week is always kind of putting all the pieces of the recipe together. And then it sort of culminates with the stage call. So this is our third stage call. So we do one stage call, which is just Act 2, twice.
Yes.
The second one is Act 1, twice. And then we're putting the whole thing together tonight for the first time.
And initially, I'm right in saying, well, sometimes I'm playing for those rehearsals quite often. Those rehearsals are done to stage and piano. That does not yet use the orchestra. Once then we've done a full run of the whole ballet with piano, then we hand over to the orchestra, don't we? And then we have a couple of runs through with the orchestra, which
sometimes
feels
very different.
Again. The piano is a percussive instrument, and as much as we try and sound like the orchestra as much as possible, the orchestra is a different beast altogether.
Absolutely.
A magnificent beast, I have to say.
Yeah, yes.
Is it a tricky transition sometimes for the dancers from the studio to the stage?
Not necessarily. I wouldn't say that the studio and the stage are too dissimilar in size and sort of the state that we rehearse in. But the thing is, what happens is you mark out the studio. So we're very fortunate to have studio spaces which are basically the same size as the stage. We have our markings always out in our studio, so we always have a centre mark and our various marks so that people know where to line up. And you can do that in a studio, but then when you get on the stage, you've suddenly got the set to contend with.
Yes.
You've got a very big tree that you've got to try and incorporate into the show. So the elements are all all kind of collide at once you hit the
Yes.
stage. But I mean, it's magical for everybody to experience that.
Magical
and also,
collision.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's the nature of the beast, really, that you get it all ready and raring to go, but then you almost have to start again
Yes.
once it
Yes.
hits the stage, because, you know, all the markings might be slightly different because you've suddenly got a wall there.
Yes.
And you can't have your lines as deep. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Now, what are we going to rehearse this evening? We're very lucky. We have Leo Dixon with us tonight.
Yeah, very lucky, yes.
What are you
one of our
going to
nephews.
rehearse?
So we're going to rehearse the mime scene from Act 2. So that's just when Clara and the nephew have just arrived after having gone on the journey with the angels, and they've gone through the land of snow and they've suddenly arrived at the land of sweets.
Brilliant.
So-
Okay. Please, can we now welcome our Nutcracker, our Hans Peter for tonight, Leo Dixon, soloist with the Royal Ballet. Hello. Thank you, Leo, for joining us. You're about to rehearse the mime. You're playing the role of Hans Peter. The role itself, do you enjoy it? You have to say yes to that. I mean,
Of course, I love it.
Is it a challenging role?
It's definitely a challenging role. I think the thing I love most about it is kind of the journey you go on throughout the whole ballet, from the party scene into the kind of battle, the snowflakes, and then you come into the second act, which is a completely different world again, and you kind of have to take the audience with you on that. And I think that's such a beautiful part of this ballet.
The section you're going to be rehearsing tonight is a fairly short mime scene. Ballet and mime, it's a new world for us. Is it difficult doing mime? You're so used to dancing, and then suddenly it's very static. You are then telling a story with the music. The music helps you,
For sure.
particularly in this section. But you've got 2,500 people generally sitting outside in the audience. Some are a very long way away in the amphitheatre. How do you do the mime? How do you do the mime?
You make it as expressive and as clear as possible.
Yes.
I think it's about the clarity of each thing you're trying to say, making it very clear and crisp, and then the audience hopefully can read from that.
Yes.
I was reading recently that with ballet mime, it's very much a kind of a limit to the actual body movement, and it's very much about the carriage of the arms and the head. So it's very limited in what you do with the rest of your body, but it's very clear in how you gesture and how you express things.
And I imagine not to rush.
Absolutely. Because everybody needs to understand. And like you said, from far away, they need to be really able to see that you're saying I
Yes.
and not heart.
Yes.
Because there's a slight difference.
Yes, there is.
That's heart, that's I.
Also, Leo, you're in the battle scene. In Act 1, you're in the battle scene. Is that a challenging moment? You've got the battle scene. There are many, many people on stage, our dancers, the students from the Royal Ballet School. I imagine it's chaotic. You also have a mask on. A lot of them have masks on. The mice have masks.
There's
don't
also
they?
gunshots firing
There are
from the
gunshots
side.
firing.
Cannons,
off.
stretchers, wheelchairs rolling past.
Big mice. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
lots going on.
I mean, how terrifying is that? Is it terrifying?
I mean, normally the first rehearsal is a little bit terrifying because you're
Yeah.
kind of not sure what's going on exactly, but once it's been rehearsed, you do kind of figure out where you need to be. And the children are really well rehearsed. So
We
they-
try our
pretty
best to make
accurate.
sure everybody knows
Yeah.
what's coming at them or
Is
what's
it-
going behind them.
Yeah.
Is it disorientating at all?
Slightly with the mask, just because
Yeah.
there is a limited field of vision. But again, because everyone's pretty regimented in the way they've been rehearsed, you can feel safe that...
And also, then I imagine you have to calm yourself down fairly quickly.
Exactly.
Because you then go into the beautiful Act 1 pas de deux with Clara. So, I mean, your heart must be racing
Yeah.
to then sort of calm it down to be, you know...
Because the battle is
Very
very
good.
physical, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
It's very
There's
physical
lots
for you
of
because
kind of-
then you have the interaction with the masking. So you're very, very kind of, you don't really stop really
No.
from when he wakes up right through to the end of the pas de deux, going into the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you very much for talking to me. I will hand over to the two of you to rehearse and to Rob Clark at the piano.
Great.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yep. Well done. So the section that we're going to do, as I said, is the section where Clara and Hans Peter have just been on their journey. Clara has defeated the Mouse King by bashing him on the head with a shoe. And we're now in the Land of Sweets. We've just arrived. Hans-Peter comes with Clara, and Drosselmeyer takes them and introduces them to the Sugar Plum. So we go over to the Sugar Plum, and she asks why they're here. And this is the moment where Leo says, "Wait one moment, I shall tell you." So he takes Clara and leaves her with Drosselmeyer. So we begin with him saying very clearly a gesture of thanks to the Sugar Plum to say, "Thank you, I will tell you what happened. Clara and I," so I is very much a port de bras that comes in and is just on where the rib cage starts to cave in and join at the top here. So that's very much I. And you can see that he uses his head as a gesture to show that he's very proud about being himself. So he says, "Clara and I," because I'm very proud, "came from over there to here." So he has to really show that there's somewhere over there, which you have to really kind of picture in your own mind, and then he brings on a journey and lands here. Then he says, "But." Now, "but" is very much that rather than that, because that could be one. That could be, I don't know what that could be. We say, "But I," because he's proud of himself again. And this is the Nutcracker. So the Nutcracker is very much that this arm stays very straight. This becomes the crank in the Nutcracker itself, and he has to lift backwards and forwards very strongly and directly. The head goes back as if he's cracking the nut. This is available in a shop. No. So he says, "Clara and I came from over there to here, but I am a nutcracker," 3 times. Then he says, "I was asleep." So as you can see, not very much happening downstairs, a lot happening on the top half. So he then says, "I was asleep." So he shows as if he's in bed with his head on a pillow. And then he suddenly hears something. He listens, and then he listens a little bit more, and then there's bang. So there's the gunshot that he hears, the first gunshot that he hears from the sentry. Gunshot, and then he cowers away. Then he says, "Over there, over there," well, I'm starting to worry myself then. "Over there were mice." So mice, I love doing this. Mice is literally your top lip, and your fingers become the whiskers. So if you're at home, you can try this at home. So you literally put your hands in front, and these become your whiskers. So he says, "Over there were mice that I had to fight." So he gets his sword out, and he fights them away. Then he realizes that they're coming at him, so he starts pushing them away. He cowers them away because he can see he's being surrounded by them. Yes? So visually, we all have to be able to tell that he can suddenly see these awful mice that are suddenly surrounding him. Yes? All good up to there? Are you following the story? Good. Then he says, "But I," because I'm proud of myself again, "called the guard." Yes? Now, this is absolutely replicated from what he does in the battle scene. So he goes onto his left leg and he goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, march, 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 second. Absolutely as it is in the battle. Then he says, "Over there grew this enormous mouse king." So king is literally, you take this part of your hand and you take it to your forehead and you take it across as if it's depicting a crown. So we've gone mouse, king. And then he goes, "But he came after me." So he cowers away from him because he's up like this. Yep. Then he goes, I fought him off and pushed him away. He tripped me over. And then I pleaded with everybody, and he started to strangle me, and I collapsed. But Clara took her shoe off, the left shoe, I will say this, because the left shoe is in the notation, left shoe. So I make sure that every time the Claras take the sword from the Mouse King, who's gone over here, she takes the sword off. You most probably don't see this in the show. She collects a shoe from the prompt corner. She tucks it behind her dress, runs in, and she goes, "Shoe off." And it's always the left foot. So I always make sure he does the left foot. Takes the left foot, she bangs him on the head, and then he says, "I." So again, this one is a gesture with 2 hands because it's much more prouder than before. And then save. So save is almost as if he's picking somebody up off the floor. So it's a gesture that comes up, and it's almost like rising from the floor. This gesture is also used in Sleeping Beauty when the Queen says thank you to the Lilac Fairy for saving her baby. So she says that you have saved her. So there he is saved. Then he does a jubilant dance, which he may continue to do in celebration of him being alive. Okay? So shall we go from the da-da-da-da-da? Perfect. Excellent. We may stop halfway through in case you get lost. Okay? Great. Thank you, Rob. And he takes Clara across and bows to her. Clara and I came from over there to here. But I. Sharp, down, down. I was asleep. I listened more. Over there, mice. Fend off, see them, but I called the guard. Second, grow. King, Peter up, trip, help, plead, and up, but Clara took her shoe off and banged him on the head. I have been saved. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Excellent. Brilliant. Very, very good. Right from the beginning, be much sharper with the up, down. So you've got a real action on the feet as much as you have with the arm. And try and keep this shape, not too bent, but it needs to make sure that this fist doesn't go further forward. It just needs to crank back and then back to the thigh. Yep, so the shape is absolutely wooden. Yes, so the head works and the heels go down. So it goes, perfect, excellent, perfect. Don't forget I, and then really, really go into the sleep so that we really understand that you're asleep. And then suddenly and it's nice if you can get this small one and then the bigger one. Yes, so you get a real shift of the body shape so you understand. There, mice, this was all good. This was good. Be careful that when you do there and the mouse king was growing, be careful that you don't go, yeah. So just keep it, and it's like as he gets to the top and over you, that's when you, yeah. So it's like too much, yeah. Good, very, very nice. I think we might just do that one more time, then we can go on to the, shall we? Yes? Great, lovely. Okay, so you hear why? Okay, and hear why. Now, really use the port de bras. There, now lower to the floor, that's right. But, I. Now sharp. 3, 4. I, sleep, listen, bigger, bang. Over there, mice. See them, and then defend yourself. But, I, good. Strong, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, 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 second. Good. Lift, over the top. King, pas de bourrée. Now, push him away. Good. Plead. Down, straight back up. Good. Bang. Good. I from the floor. Good. Up. Through. Now get the leg through. Leg through, up. Leg through, up. Up and hold. Show your back. And up, slowly growing. And down and up. And down and up. And up, up. Good, well done, Leo. Very nice. Very nice. Very good, very good. After save, when you go for this entrelaçé, make sure that we see this arm, so we see this shape. Otherwise, we lose it and it's left back here. So we really see this shape, and then get this soutenu up so we see the fifth position. Yeah, so this is open. Otherwise, we get left with that. Yes, So it's really proud from here. This was lovely going through. Try and show that, what do you do? Do you normally, yeah, so make sure you look at Clara. Then get this leg through, yes. Right, just be aware of having attention on this shape again. So you get this shape and that shape happening at the same time. Otherwise we get, so it goes, woo, yeah. So it goes, and throw up, go, throw it, good. Throw it, and then show this position. Then we go, and curved arm, straight arm. So we want straight arm with showing our backs. Curved arm, straight arm, yep. And every time we hit a fifth position, curved arm up, and then sideways, flat, directly flat to the front. Then small grow, small, medium, large, big, and tombe up. Second leg, and tombe up. So yes, yeah. So it's a proper pas de chat. Yep. Can we go from but she took her shoe off? Are you all right? Bang, bang. What are you doing tonight in the stage call? Oh, there you go. Easy ride tonight, just a Chinese dance. Okay, so from perfect. Thank you, Rob. But she. But, great. Now from the floor. Good. Hold, go. Through. Good man, good. Up. 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 Hold. Now curve. Straight back. Good. Get that knee up. Knee up. Lift your thighs. Lift your thighs. Suit. Perfect. Brilliant. Lovely. Wonderful. Well done. Very nice. Great. Cool. Brilliant.
That really is wonderful, but we are running out of time, so I'd like to say thank you very much to both Gary and Leo this evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Well done.
Now, before we welcome Christopher Powney, the Artistic Director of the Royal Ballet School, and some of his students, let's have a peek at dancers from the school in action, rehearsing the party scene on World Ballet Day.
You're going to keep up with Clara because remember, even though they're in the company, you're all best friends, yes? So you've come to Clara's party, yes? So if you see each other, react with each other. Don't have those two as company members and you as Royal Ballet School. Yes, all work together. Okay, ready? So, thank you, Constant. 8 in. 7 and 8. Go, 1. In. Body over. Body over.
Yes, we do.
In. Don't do the body before the legs. In. Out, in. Okay, I'm just going to stop there. I'm really sorry. So we don't want to go, we want to go out, in. Yes? You see there's a difference? So the body, and then the body happens, body's upright, and then it goes over the leg. Yes? Good. I could really do with a little bit more. Yeah, okay. Let's try one more time. So 8 in. All right.
Fine.
Okay. Same again. Ready? And
5, 6,
7, 8. 1. Up, bend. Good. Bend. Bend. Good. Pointed feet. Feet all the way. Feet, feet, feet. Good. Lovely. And epaulement, looking at your lady. So there's a change there, boys. Down and up. Go. In. In, down, up, fifth, down. Good. Pique, 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 pique. And 1. Use the arms again. 2. Good. 2. Go. Good girls. 1, 2, and hold on. Sorry, Constance. Can't do it without your shoe. You were very good because you carried on. You were very good. But I wouldn't let you do that for Royal Ballet Day. Very, very.
Now, please come and join us, Chris and two students from the Royal Ballet School, Anna and Dennis. Hello to all of you. Thank you for joining us this evening. We've just seen you on the screen, haven't we? You were dancing in that film. How wonderful was that? You came to this studio and filmed that, did you, for World Ballet Day?
Yeah, it was super fun, and it was really nice to dance in the studios and practice it with like an actual Clara and companion.
Yes, I'm sure. Have you done it on stage yet?
Well, we have done a few rehearsals on stage, maybe one or two just this week, and it seems quite big for us.
Okay.
Because not much of us have been on stage like at all. Maybe some of us from last year, but it's a really big deal for us. So
yes, it is. And with the set and all the dancers and your costumes and everything. Have you been in costume yet?
Yeah, we did it in costume the last run, and the costumes are amazing.
Yes, they are. Did you make a special trip to the Opera House to have costume fittings?
Yeah, we did. One day we came up and the party children tried on the party costumes, and they're so pretty. And then we tried on the rats' heads, which they're
not
quite
so pretty.
Yeah, they're quite hard to dance, and you can see quite well, but it's quite hard to see out of your peripheral vision, so you have to really know where you're going.
Yes. And have you danced on the Royal Opera House stage before, or is it the very first time?
Well, I have danced quite a few times before in the past. I have danced in Romeo and Juliet, Sleeping Beauty, Défilé last year, and now Nutcracker.
Oh, wow, you're already a professional. Congratulations. Chris, welcome. It's wonderful to have the school involved in this hallmark collaboration that we've had for a long time, the school and the company. What does it mean to the school, really, particularly Nutcracker?
Well, first of all, for the school, it's huge because, I mean, it goes back into our tradition.
Yes.
Dame Nanette de Vouwer, of course, set up the school in 1926, and then the company came in 1931, and her belief was always that the students were trained and then would hopefully go on to the company, and I think that's a success story through almost 100 years now. So Nutcracker is amazing.
It is.
It is. It's our young students who join the school. It's one of the first things they do. So to come in here and work with the company is one of the first things they do in the school is like they've been saying, magical.
Yeah, and there are so many roles for them, isn't it? It's not just one or two students that would be plucked out to have a chance at dancing on the Opera House stage. There's a lot of people, aren't there, and a lot of roles. Are you doing... How many roles are you dancing? Just one or a couple?
I'm doing girl 5 in the party scene as
Right.
party child, and then I'm also a ginger mouse in the battle scene.
Okay. Dennis?
I'm doing Naughty Child, and I'm doing Party Boy 4. That's also a naughty child as well.
Oh, okay.
And I'm also playing a part as Tall Soldiers in the battle
Okay.
scene.
Right.
Then good child back at school.
Oh, good. I was going to
Absolutely,
say,
yeah.
why were you chosen?
But I think we should sort of just expand on that because I think there's all of our year 7, 8s and 9s, there's 86 of them are involved in this production. There's 2 casts, 43 in each cast. They almost take over the whole of Act 1, so quite incredible.
Yes, it is. And what's so nice is the last 2 years, because of COVID, we haven't been able to have the students from the school, and we had a very reduced number of children in the party scene, but now we're back to full complement. How wonderful is that? I mean, have you missed us?
Oh, definitely. No, definitely. I mean, for the students also, I mean, I really believe in inspiration and experiences,
Yeah.
and I think to be part of performing at this incredible stage and theatre, the Royal Opera House, and to be working with some of the best dancers in the world, don't you agree? I mean, you can't get bigger inspiration than that.
No, you can't.
And of course, as a young dancer and artist, yes, we can train and we're doing all the technique, but actually performing is what it's all about.
Yes,
and I think that's
exactly,
what
and
keeps us
getting that
alive.
experience.
So missing out on that during the COVID years
Yes,
was tough on
that's
all of the
been
students,
hard.
so we're thrilled to be back. Yeah.
Yes. One question I have, so White Lodge, which is where you study, isn't it? The lower school of the Royal Ballet School, isn't here in Covent Garden, is it? No, it's 10 miles away, in the middle of Richmond Park in Surrey. How do you get here? The logistics of organising that, you've just said 86 students, they have to get here for rehearsals in the daytime, as we're doing at the moment, but then there's going to be performances, matinee performances, evening performances. How on earth does that work? And how do you manage the London traffic at Christmas time?
And the strikes.
And the strikes,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and to be here on time.
Yeah, it's a big organisation. We've got a brilliant team. That's not just with our school, but it's also with the company.
Yeah.
The company are fantastic at helping us out with this. But actually, why don't you tell them?
Okay. Well, we usually have like a normal day at school with academics and ballet, and then we go on the coaches, and there's often some traffic. But then when we get here, we have a warm-up class before rehearsal. Then we eat something, and then we either go into a studio rehearsal or on stage.
Yes.
And how long's the journey?
It usually takes about an hour and a half.
Oh, so that's both ways. So that's on
So
the
that's
coach.
quite a.
Yeah.
After a performance, you then have to get home. I hope they give you a lie-in the next morning, because that's quite a late night for any of us, let alone you. Chris, the students, we see people working with us tonight. They have been at the school, and you've worked with them in the past. How rewarding is it to see, and Anna and Dennis that'll hopefully go through the same way? It's great.
Yeah, I've had the good fortune of being part of the school for about 20 years now.
Yeah.
Even Gary went
Yes,
through the school,
yes.
of course. So I think there's something like 85%, approximately 85% of the company's made up of students through the school. And of course,
Yeah.
again, that's going back to tradition. And Kevin O'Hare absolutely staying strong with that tradition and coming into the school and looking for potential students for the company to go through. So, I mean, Nutcracker, because the older students are also involved. Our last year group are involved in the production as well of Nutcracker, and they get involved with the other productions. And I was just watching a Crystal Pipe piece not so long ago. I don't know whether you saw this, but there was a huge volume of dancers on that stage of the company, and I pretty well knew all of them. It was the most amazing experience, and we're all incredibly proud.
It's a fantastic achievement,
really
isn't it, for everybody? I'd like to thank you, all three of you, very much. Anna, Dennis, good luck for opening night. Are you on opening night?
Yes.
Brilliant. That's on Wednesday, I think. Tuesday or Wednesday. So I hope you have wonderful performances all over Christmas, and I hope you have some nice time with your families as well during this Christmas run.
Thank you very much. I've got to take them off to rehearsal
very
now.
much.
So.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, finally, we are going to see a rehearsal of the Grande Pas de Deux for the Sugar Plum Fairy and her Prince. This is from Act 2 of the Nutcracker. And now I'm very pleased to welcome this evening Isabel McMeekan to coach Letitia Diaz and Calvin Richardson, who are preparing to make their debut roles next week. Please welcome them. Hi. Hello, please go and stand with me.
Hello.
How are rehearsals going? Debut next week. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Finally here.
Yes, that must be very exciting.
Yeah, we were just saying it kind of just caught up with us. We've sort of been super focused with the blinders on, so yeah, it kind of just caught up, and we were like, oh, it's next week.
Here.
Okay.
It's here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it challenging? Is this a challenging role for you? For both of you? I know for the Sugar Plum, you have a very iconic solo, don't you? That
Long one.
Yes, and very
Yeah.
long. So your stamina has to be there.
It
but
has been
it's-
challenging, but I have watched it many years, so I obviously knew
Yes.
the choreography, and I guess I always wanted to do it, but the process, it's been hard, but at the same time we had the wonderful coach Isabel helping us with the positivity, and I guess the stamina kind of came together with Calvin. It was, I don't know, we felt like we couldn't make it through in the beginning, but actually we found each other together, and it's here. So.
Had you danced together much before in Pas de Deux stuff? I know you sometimes dance together, maybe briefly in corps de ballet roles and what have you, but have you been? This is specific, isn't it?
This is quite specific.
We did do the Giselle
pas de deux, yeah.
Pas de deux, yeah. And we also did a little Rhapsody pas de deux for the
Yes,
Petty
yes.
Foundation. But yeah, this is
This is
next
my
level.
major, this one, yeah.
Great.
It's been nice to work together in a new role together, yeah.
Isabel, what a joy to coach these two in this beautiful pas de deux. I mean, it is very special, isn't it? What, as the coach, and is their first time doing this role, what are you looking for, really? What are you working on, and how do you work, etc.?
Well, I think the first thing is we want to establish trust and a positive working environment. And then we set the choreography, and we coach and work on executing the classical technique and weaving in the artistry as we go. And my role is to just support them so that they can get on stage next week feeling as confident as possible.
Yeah.
And we really focus a lot on the music.
Yes,
It's
I mean,
integral.
What a wonderful score, what a wonderful,
Yes.
once the orchestra start
Yeah.
dancing to that
Away,
music,
actually,
it's very inspirational. Anyway, I will hand over to the three of you now, and Rob again, and let's see the Grand Pas de Deux.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so today we're going to use this time to rehearse. So it's going to be, this is an insight into a really typical working rehearsal. They have an important stage and orchestra rehearsal tomorrow evening. And so today we're going to just fine-tune and iron out anything that we feel needs ironing out. They're utterly beautiful in it. They've worked so hard, and, well, you'll see. So shall we start from the beginning of the pas de deux? And we'll be on stage, place it, yeah, perfect. Thank you, Rob. So take your time, create the atmosphere. Think of your left shoulder. Push. Okay, thank you so much, Rob. Stunning, absolutely beautiful, lovely walk on. The relationship between you two is really nice, the way you're connecting, even when you have your backs to each other. I can feel you're being drawn to each other. As you step up into the fifth, let's think about what we were talking the other day of just making it a continuation up the shin. Beautiful, good. And we're thinking of that lower leg, yes. And this was lovely. This felt comfortable for you too? Yeah. Lovely. I just thought from the pirouette, we could have just got that up and back. Yeah? So should we try for that? Let's just go, should we go straight on the développé? Is that, or would you like a little bit into it? That's okay? Yes. Straight on, please, Rob. Thank you. Lovely. Now, take us in. Yes, Calvin. Up and back. Beautiful. Close. Drop the shoulders down. And melt back. To your public. And the stillness. Good. Okay, lovely, beautiful. Thank you. That was really nice. I think we could just have a slightly fuller port de bras, just as you développé up. This was lovely, and then I think we could have had it just a little second longer, just before to make the pirouette, and then just make sure we go onto that turned out leg so we don't overcross it into the arabesque. Good. Shall we go from the bourrée? Yes. Yeah?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Thank you, Rob. And take in everybody. And hold. Yes. Now broad position here. And melt. Show the back. Hold. Now on to the leg push. Good. And keep relating to her, Calvin. Yes. Beautiful. Nice and décolleté. And then down the leg. Match the arms. Lovely. Just hold. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Aren't they beautiful? Utterly beautiful. Beautiful. Good. Anything feel awkward for you at all? Anything? It didn't look at the promenade, seemed really nice. The only thing I would say is just the second time, make sure you mirror the port de bras together. Yeah, you might just have to hold a smidge as she walks away. Excellent. And we really want that développé, that toe on the note, and make it really elegant. Yes. Do you want to try it once? This is nice, and keep the heel calming round. There we go. Lifting up through the pelvis. Good. And it's really nice from that retire, that high retire, and close contact down the shin and a hold. That moment of stillness. Good. As you bourrée away from him, just think about less of a diagonal and just a little semicircle. The relationship is lovely between the two of you here. Yes. I think it's more just acknowledging and around there, that way, rather, so it's not too sharp. Yes, and then you set up your diagonal. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah? Super. Shall we go from there? Could we have a little in? We've just finished her back bend and into the fifth, and then she's just going to bourrée round before. Ya ba ba da.
Yes. If I play the second devant le second.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob. Yes, use your back. Close. Squeeze. Lovely. Up through the hip. Great, Calvin. Lovely. Stop 1 second. That was really nice. And I suddenly noticed as she goes into the arabesque, if you can just lift your eye line just a little bit more. Yes. Yes. So we get that mirror, that parallel eye line. Lovely. Yeah. Keep making sure as you pose onto the arabesque that as you come into, we've talked about it before, but as we come into the pirouette, up the straw. as one. Yes, you don't want to go round. And then make sure that from here, you're going to décoté. Just do one, please. Squeeze. Up, up. Lovely. Yeah. Feels comfortable? And it's really... Sorry, say that once more. Yes, that rond de jambe just gives it a little bit too much momentum. On the using the port de bras with the beret, yes, yes, and then see your diagonal. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's go to the penché. Do you need some water or anything? You okay? Little sip of water? Good. Very, very nice. I think on that beret squeeze, beret step. Yeah. Beret squeeze, beret step. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Can we have a little bit into the penchés, please? Thanks, Rob. And now make it work through the foot. Feet, feet. Lovely position, Calvin. And hold. Exciting. Lovely. Hold. Good. Rest. Lovely. Beautiful. It's so beautiful. I just don't want to stop you. I just want to keep watching you. Excellent. The going through the foot was great. And do you feel comfortable in this position?
Yeah.
It looks.
Am I doing a funny thing when I start walking back?
Show me. Show me what you do.
It's fine.
Yes.
Should I like run that?
From here, well, you have to hover, don't you? Do you feel like
Like
you
I'm
want
back
more
to
of a
just
movement?
whether that looks a bit strange.
I think we don't want to make it too choreographic in that way. So, show me, could you mind getting into the penché so we just have a look at that? As she's doing that rond and développé through is as you're going behind. So I don't think it's noticeable from, is it? No, I think it's absolutely fine. This was lovely. And then what's really nice is if there's a sense of building before the pas de chars. Yes, so indulge and build, and then fly to the corner. Yes. These pas de chars feel really nice. Yeah? Yeah. And then always that more across, a little more across, especially the right arm. We don't want to lose the right arm. Yes, lovely. Yeah. And then, yeah. Tricky. Oh. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, and a ring on every finger. Yes, beautiful. Do you want to do the last third pas de chars? You don't have to do the third pas de chars, but into the pirouette. That timing was great for the pirouette into the fifth before shoulder sit. I'd love to see a little hold, a smidge, and then a release. Yeah. Yes. I thought it was. Definitely mirror what. Yes, into the shoulder sit. Let's go from the third pas de chat, please. And then you can have another try musically there. Thank you, Rob. Go. Hold. And release. Yes. To him. And now we calm. Big rond de jambe here. Rond. Foot. Beautiful. Okay, rest there. It's looking really terrific. Super. Yay! Super, super, super. It's an incredibly challenging pas de deux that needs to look so effortless, and you know they're doing brilliantly. Just two things I just noticed was as you were coming away on the second before the second shoulder lift, I think we could have just been more on our legs there, and then. And the same, actually, just before the pas de chat, before the assemblée.
Maybe I panic together.
Yeah, take your time. You're there. You're there. Yeah. Yep. Full value for every step.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything you particularly want, Calvin? Partnering-wise, how did the assemblée? Felt good? You're getting the position?
The space, but it's good.
Yes.
This
This was lovely. Really nice, big à la seconde.
Slightly more behind you that time. I don't know if I'm...
Do you feel his hand is in the right position for you? Great. Yeah. On the assemblée, I just wonder if you're slightly pitching a little. I'm not seeing it from. Normally I sit here, so I'm not seeing it so clearly. But just from this angle, I just wondered. Did it feel a little bit? Okay. So, do you want to just try one? Is your wrist okay? Yeah. Do you want to just try one? And Calvin, you just see if it makes a difference if you're just slightly tipping the pelvis. How did that feel? You want to give him a bit of a ledge? Yeah. How does that feel? Yes. And just remember, assemblée, reaching over. Yes. Good. The next bit is lovely. You do very well. Let's go from the attitude onto the end. So we've done the assemblées.
I'll play the second assembly.
Lovely. Yeah. Thank you. They're going to go. Rob's going to go from the second assemblée. Thank you, Rob. You don't need to do this lift right now. And sway and sway up. Do the port de bras. Good. Think of your angle here as you come out. for Ross. In step. Fingertips. And now think of the back hand. Match the eye lines. Very nice. Very nice. I think we can have a little more of a squeeze and then gather the back leg to the front.
And sometimes I go.
And you're more in between. Yes, you use that left leg, push and up. Yes.
Okay.
And this was lovely. You really thought about that use of the body there and where you're presenting that cheekbone. And then Calvin, I just noticed from the angle that I'm at that actually as she does that, you're doing this port de bras. It's almost like you could even think you're slightly creating the movement. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look to music. Can we go? Yes. Thank you. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry, Rob. A little bit before, please. So, the book, she has come down from the lift into the arabesque. There we go. Okay, sorry, that's perfect. We know where we are now. Thank you. No apologies. Thank you. That's it. And here. Hold. Melt through the foot. Draw the foot up the leg. Yes. Leg and arm. Good. Lovely. Thank you, Rob. Very, very nice. Yes. How did that feel?
That's okay, yeah.
Yeah? Good. On your penché with him, just careful, unusual to have to say, I think you're slightly crossing it too far behind you. So brilliant. But I think you can open it just a smidge, and I think you'll feel more square. Yes, I think a little more forward. Do you want to try once more on point so Calvin can feel your weight? I think you need to think more on his right shoulder and a little more square. So, yeah. I think you're putting a smidge too much weight in his hand, possibly. So left hand. How's that? Yeah? And then from here, yes. The tendency will be to take this hand and go into it and actually, yes, put it on the shoulder. And then from that soutenu, there's the hold, vroom. Yes. Should we do it with music? Yeah? Can we go from attitude, boom, jeté, jeté, jeté. very nice. Do you feel are you in a comfortable position here?
Yeah. I think the position, because sometimes I wonder whether it doesn't get that sweep.
A little more of the sweep, a little bit of pulling her across. Just show me the grip that you've got her. From the soutenu. Yes, you might have, with the right arm, you might have to slightly go down and along.
That's good. That's like that.
Try once more. How does that feel? Comfortable?
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. We've got a few more minutes left. How are we feeling? Should we just start the beginning of the pas de deux? We don't need to run it all because they've got a very important rehearsal tomorrow where they're running the opening, pas de deux, variations, coda, super coda. So I don't want them to be exhausted for their stage call tomorrow. But are you happy to just do a little bit and see how we go?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Good. Yes, hydrate. So yes, they're debuting next Wednesday on the 7th of December at 12:30. So I urge you to go and support them. And then you've got another performance on the 28th of December. Yeah, exciting. I can't wait. Okay, I'm going to keep quiet now. Okay. And
Letitia, Calvin, Isabel. Magnificent. What a treat for us to see you run the whole of that. Congratulations, and we really hope next week goes very well for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's all we have time for this evening. The Nutcracker is on stage at the Royal Opera House from the 6th of December, so please do go to the website to look for tickets or join us for a cinema relay live in the cinemas on the 8th of December, or followed by an encore performance on the 11th of December. Thank you very much to our guests this evening, including Gary and Leo, Isabel, Calvin, Letitia, Christopher Powney and Anna and Dennis from the school, and of course Rob Clark, our pianist tonight. To our audience here in the Claw studio, and to all of you watching across the world, thank you for watching tonight's Insight, supported by Rolex. Good night.